Very few people talk about money or lack of it with any degree of comfort. Money is contentious. Sometimes it's bad, sometimes good, sometimes flowing, and too often scarce. Business journalist and TV host Bruce Sellery is on a mission to help you get a handle on your money so you can live the life you want. He is a former marketer at Procter & Gamble, co-founder or one of the founders of TV's Business News Network, a workshop leader, and he's also the author of Moolala: Why Smart People Do Dumb Things with Their Money and What You Can Do About It. It is my pleasure to welcome Bruce Sellery to Studio 4 to tell us more.
Thank you for the invitation, and you say that beautifully.
Moolala?
Moolala. Oolala with an M.
Exactly, because I like moolala so I can buy more oolala.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. But as you know, on a sunny day, that's possible, and all days aren't that sunny because we are a little bit afraid to talk about money or lack of money. Why is that?
It is cultural. So in our culture, Western culture, but Canada in particular, there is a taboo that is more significant than sex.
Really?
Amongst friends, people don't
You're
talk
sure?
about money. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I've
Okay.
studied this for a long time. People get very uncomfortable about it and they can't talk about it. And why this is such a missed opportunity, in my opinion, is that if you think about any area of life that is important, family, health, communities provide a lot of things. They provide support, they provide ideas, and they provide accountability. And yet when it comes to money, we shut down. We can't talk about it. We can't talk about it even to our closest friends. And that's a big missed opportunity.
Right. And when we're in trouble with money, we don't want the neighbors to know.
No.
And you're right about the sex thing, because certainly you might say to your girlfriend, well, how was it?
Yeah.
You know, but you don't say, how much are you making?
Yeah, and I also don't even advocate that people talk about numbers. Here's the most important question that I recommend people ask their three closest friends. What is something that you are excited about in the next couple of years? And their answer, 90% of the time, will include something with a dollar sign attached. If it is a dollar sign attached, it is a financial goal. And so I'll have people in workshops say, Bruce, I can't talk about money. I'm not going to ask friends how much money they make. And I say, well, why on earth would you ask them how much money they make? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about knowing what your friends want in life, and then you can provide the support, ideas, and accountability to help them get what they want.
Okay, at some point in this book you say, if you can't figure that out, ask your friends. Say to your friend, what do you think I think money is for?
Yeah.
Well, my friends would say to buy art.
Sure.
Pretty much.
And is that accurate?
Yes.
Yeah, money's for art. When you think money is for art, does that inspire you?
And pleasure.
And pleasure, yeah.
You bet.
But see, a lot of people don't have an answer to that question. And what I talk about in the book is having a context for money. So people who exercise regularly have a context for money. It's for health, hotness, stress buster, whatever it is. People who have a handle on their money have an answer to the question, what is it for?
That's interesting. Or freedom.
Yeah.
Money buys you freedom.
Yeah.
It just does.
Yeah. And yet, if we don't answer that question, we end up doing some really dumb things. So for example, in Vancouver, real estate is a huge topic of conversation. And oftentimes people find themselves in situations where the only thing they have a penny for is their mortgage. There's no freedom in that. And it's not to say that it's not an expensive real estate market. It is. But sometimes we make choices that are disconnected from what money is for.
Sure. And very often it's just hard to make the decision because you don't know enough about it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, we have so many shoulda, wouldas, couldas.
Yeah.
Remember when that island was for sale just off Victoria?
If only
and we could have bought it.
Yeah.
So why do we do that? Procrastinate?
Well, we procrastinate. It's human nature. Inertia is built in. It's like, 2 ears and a nose. It is just how we are designed. So in the book, what I try and give people is some ideas on how to overcome natural procrastination. It's natural. It's perfectly natural. So one of the parts of that is what I call declaration and reminders. This is where you get your friends involved. So you say to your three closest friends, listen, it's going to be hard for me. I want to eliminate my credit card debt in the next 12 months. So I'm going to declare that to you. And I'm going to ask you to remind me once a month.
Like
and if you
AA.
tell me, you're going out shopping and you see these fantastic shoes or this fantastic pair of skis, and your friends, if they're aware of your goal, will be more likely to say, didn't you want to focus on your credit card debt? And you'll be reminded and you'll think, oh, I hate them. Why can't I buy the shoes and the skis?
I know, so that's called leave the store now.
Yes.
Leave the store now. So every time you think about purchasing, you call Pierrette, your friend, and she says to you, like a good helper would, leave the store now.
Walk
You're
away from the cash register.
You're paying down your debt.
Yeah.
But you wrote this book, you say, for people who don't love to work on finances.
Yeah.
So the Moolala method
Yes.
is what?
It is 5 steps. I love a method. I love a method.
Knew
Just
you
give
would.
me the path. So it's 5 steps, beginning with laying the foundation, which is answering for Bruce, for Fanny, for whoever you are, what is it about me that has me be a smart person who does dumb things?
Yeah.
And so that's the first thing. And often we focus on the information of money instead of the insight of money. And I would trade 18 truckloads of information for 1 ounce of insight, because insight drives behavior. So when I have people in my workshop and they'll say, I'll give you an example. I had one person, and sounds simple. He said, are you telling me that if I do all this boring stuff to get a handle on my money, I'm going to get to travel more? Yeah. Well, wouldn't the skies parted? And he said, well, I'll do your boring, stupid stuff because I'm going to get to travel more. And he's excited. Okay,
Right.
all right. So that's what I'm talking about when I talk about insight. I want people to have an insight that alters behavior. So
Right,
that's the
there's
first
an end
step.
game here.
There's an end game.
Okay. And number 2?
Determine what you want. Kids are great at this. They always want something. They go to the store, they want this, they want that. They always want to learn something, ride a bike, learn how to swim. They want to go somewhere. They want to want. As adults, we actually don't spend much time dreaming. We
Okay.
don't.
So
we don't.
Go to the dream room.
Yeah.
Dream. And
Holistically.
Dream big
and
or
holistically.
free.
So when you talk to your financial advisor, most of those conversations are around when do you want to retire? Very specific retirement-oriented goals. I want people to dream about experiences, homes, contribution, family, health, all that stuff, and bring that to their financial advisor and say, I want to spend 2 months in southern Bhutan.
Okay.
How do you make that happen? So number 1, lay the foundation. Number 2, determine what you want. Number 3, develop the plan. And we're great at that in a work context, planning childcare for our kids, planning a vacation, but we're not great at developing a plan to help forward our, what I call our Moolala goals. Our
Right.
goals that really get us charged.
Sure.
People don't get charged about, having a big lump of money for retirement. They get charged about the fact that they're going to travel the Inca Trail when they're 75.
Sure,
They get
but
charged about that.
That's true, but you also know what you don't want. You don't want to die poor.
You
don't
do
want to
not.
be old and trying to cobble together a meal.
Yeah, not fun.
No. So you don't go the negative route, you go the other route.
Yeah, and I do include the consequences of our behavior. So there's a lot of morality in personal finance. A lot of you should do that or you're going to sell pencils in the street. And that's not my approach, right? I want people to be aware of the consequences of the choices that they make, but I don't have a judgment about that. So if you don't save for an RRSP, it's totally your choice.
Sure.
Here is what your life looks like. It looks different than someone who at age 30 said, I'm going to save 10% of my income, put it in an RRSP. I don't want to, but I'm gonna.
Right.
It's just a different choice.
The time value of money.
Yeah.
Some did it, some didn't. Some bought that little island off Victoria.
Yeah.
And that when they sell it, who cares if they have an
Right.
RRSP or not, because they took the leap and they took the risk.
They took the
So
risk.
number 4?
Take action.
Take
There is no
action.
results
I
without action.
knew you
I
were
know.
going to say
and
that.
so often people focus on the question, why can't I take action? Why can't I take action? Why can't I take action? It is a useless question. Here's a question that's helpful. What will it take for me to take action? And it's usually one of a couple things. It's going to take courage, discipline, patience, or creativity.
Like
Choose
any
one.
good act does.
Like any good act does. And so much of our conversations with our friends and our therapists and is like, why? Doesn't make any difference. But what's it going to take? And if you distinguish you answer that question, it's going to take courage.
Sure.
To quit my job and try something new.
You bet, and it's your decision.
Yeah.
You know that? You do know that because you did that.
Yeah.
When you were at Procter & Gamble, you
Yeah.
quit your job. I love your little plan. You quit your job before you got another job, did you?
Oh, yes, I did. I leapt off the cliff.
You did, and
Yeah.
you paid off your debt after?
No, I paid off my debt before.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
smart.
I bought a couch, too.
I saw that on your list.
Yeah.
What do I want to do? I want to quit my job. I want to pay off my debt. I want to buy a couch.
Yeah. Because I didn't have a couch, and I thought, I'm an adult. I need a couch.
I see. So you're sitting
Yeah.
on the floor,
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah.
But the point is, you even put that, buy a couch, on your list.
All of it, very detailed. I had a very detailed plan, and it meant that I could, I was terrified of making a career change. but I had a plan. I just had to keep moving, left foot, right foot, right foot, move forward. Now, the final step, which is probably it's even harder than taking action, is staying engaged. Staying engaged with keeping a handle on your money over time. Because like everything, I would love if I could exercise just once and be done.
Yeah, me
I'd
too.
love to fill my refrigerator once. That'd be done. That's not the way that it works. Everything in life that is really important to us requires a commitment over time.
Sure.
And the same is with your money. So I have in the book like very simple checklists. Here's what you need to do once a year. Because I do not want people to make this a hobby. Some people love their money as a hobby. My dad's like this. We sit down over Christmas and we look at his discount brokerage account and he says, yeah, TransCanada, 3.5% yield. Not me. That's not fun for me, but it's fun for him. So this is a book for people who need a spoonful of sugar to help the medicine go down.
Okay, and to ask the real questions like, yes, I bought a mutual fund, but how much is it really earning?
Yeah.
And what am I paying to have that happen? And what am I paying my financial advisor? And the best advice in here, some of the best advice, is when you say you did not marry your financial advisor.
Didn't. People look at me like, oh my God, you're right, I didn't. But they feel so invested in that relationship, even if it's not working, that they will stay with that person for 15 years.
Sure, so ask the hard questions.
Yeah.
Yes, my father bought something from a guy in the church a long time ago. It took him to the cleaners.
Yeah.
You know, but he said, well, he's one of the guys at the church. I said, Dad, but is he a finance guy?
Yeah.
You better ask that question. Now, you're a beer, beef, and brownies boy.
Oh,
I know you like beer, you like beef, you like brownies, you like pleasure.
Yeah.
Where does that go on your list of have-tos, want-tos?
Do you know, I'm on this planet to live a great life. Okay. That's my job.
Good.
So why do I get a handle on my money? So I can have adventure. So I do all the smart things around money, not because I should or because my dad says I should or I'm going to go to heaven. None of those reasons. I want adventure today, tomorrow, when I'm 50, and when I'm 85. And if I don't get a handle on my money, my ability to have the life that I want is just not going to come to fruition.
It is so true. And if you have fear around money or around spending money or earning money, that's not good either. But we're so emotionally invested.
We are.
In money.
And it's time for us to have a little fun. A little bit of fun.
Okay, but what if you're someone who likes to have too much fun?
Well, you know, I mean, chapter 2, look at the consequences of that. Because I know from university, too much fun equals crazy hangovers.
Yes, it does. And when you're older, too much risk.
Yeah.
You know, because how complex you want your money to be. And it's a big decision, isn't it? How diversified do you want your portfolio to be?
And I
Even
am
though they all say it
such
should be.
a simple soul. Do you like butter tarts?
Yes.
They're
I
the
like
simplest.
pizza more.
Pizza more. Pizza's pretty easy to make.
Okay,
You could probably teach a Sherpa who lived in the shadow of Annapurna in Nepal how to make pizza in 10 minutes, right?
Right.
Even if they've never made it, because it's pizza,
Right.
it's tomato sauce and cheese and whatever. Simple. That is the approach that I use with developing an investment portfolio. There are basically 4 ingredients. These are the portions, and here's how you do it.
Right.
Super simple.
And Warren Buffett is a little bit like that.
Yeah.
Doesn't he buy his clothes off the rack? If he buys a coffee company, it's because he drinks the coffee and he walks down the street and he sees somebody else, a lot of people drinking coffee at that coffee company. He goes to the stockbroker and says, you know, that's a pretty popular little spot.
Right.
They're selling lots of coffee.
Yeah.
Put it in my portfolio.
Simple, simple, simple.
Simple, 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 but diligent.
Yeah,
Gotta be
I don't even
diligent,
know
eh?
that I would use the word diligent. I
Right.
don't think I'm particularly diligent.
No?
No, and I'm not particularly disciplined. There are a couple of things that I do right. No, here's the blasphemous thing.
Okay.
I don't believe in budgeting.
Oh
I feel like
my.
the ceiling's going to fall in.
So
just
the
right
budget, a budget is a bird.
now. Yeah, a budget is a bore, in my opinion.
I agree.
What I advocate instead is sustainable spending. Sustainable spending involves 3 steps. A, B, C. Analyze your cash flow, what's coming in, what's going out. Brainstorm ways to change it. Could I get a second job, take in a boarder, get rid of my cable, sell my car? And then C, change. What are 2 or 3 things that I'm going to change? And have them be big. Because one of my pet peeves is this notion of the latte factor, right? Where
Yes.
people spend $100 on lattes. Some people love their lattes.
I know. So
They love have
are
your
there
latte.
macchiatos? Have
Drink
a latte.
your macchiato, but don't buy that brand new car.
Okay. Or if you do buy a brand new car, buy a little one.
Yeah.
Oh, nice to see you.
Great to see you too.
Thank you. Moolala, why smart people do dumb things with their money and what you can do about it.